good, YouTube? SlenderRevolutionX here with another edition of Slendy Talks today. And today, guys, we're talking about Secrets of Eternity and Power Creep. So, if you guys haven't seen any of the spoiler lists for Secrets of Eternity, the set is completely nutso. Sneak peek is this weekend. We're starting to see cards come up on eBay from the set. And to be honest, the whole set literally just flooded the top two decks right now with better and better cards. So a lot of times we see sets release new archetypes or new cards for older sets, or, you know, most of the time the two decks that have been winning, which I think are Clipboard and Burning Abyss, you're not going to see them just continuously get support, get support, get support, get support. We look back in the past at decks that have been really good, and you look at things like Prophecy that were really good for a long time, but they weren't great except for about one ban list, and that was about right around the time when Spellbook of Judgment was out. So they kind of went through that, and then, you know, you had 3 Fates and all that, but once Fate got banned, you know, you haven't seen anything since, and it didn't help that Burning Abyss and Clipboard and Shaddolls and Stellar Knights all came out and kind of just have been running the table. You look at Dragon Rulers when they first came out with the babies and the Super Rejuves and everything like that. They came out and were pretty much the best deck. But then after that, they kind of like, I don't want to say transformed, but the deck wasn't the same. You know, they went from babies to Dragon Ravine to Rank 8 Toolbox. It just kind of progressed, but, you know, with Burning Abyss and Clipboards, they're just throwing all sorts of support at it. I mean, this set, Clipboard's got a Super Rejuvenation, essentially. In Clipboard Monolith, it pretty much says anytime a Clipboard is tributed, draw a card for that at the end. I think it's at the end of the turn, but regardless, the card's retarded. You know, I mean, it's a 1 on the pendulum scale. I mean, it's just, that deck is already great. You know, it wasn't like they needed cards to put them over the top. They're getting their own skill drain, essentially. They're getting their own Big Eye. Now they have their own Super Juve. I mean, it's not going to take long for this deck to be the top deck. And, you know, you might be saying that, but then you got to look at what Burning Abyss got in this set, and it is also insane. I mean, you got a card that can literally search you a Fire Lake from your deck, and to me, that's one of the most absurd things. They got the Ritual Monster, and he's badass as it is. You know, that deck keeps getting support. And then we're going to be seeing Nekloss come out, and that kind of brings me into the idea of Power Creep. And I know I've been talking about it in the past couple videos, but look at what we've played it with in the past. And every year, it's like you kind of see this deck that you're like, man, how is anything going to beat this? Look at Dragon Rulers, you know, it's kind of like, man, how is anything going to beat this? In between, you know, a Forbidden Limited list, it's just like, that deck can't even compete now. How many Dragon Rulers have you seen in the top tables the past 2 months, past 3 months, past 4 months? You don't see it. It's kind of depressing, because if you miss a format right now, the power creep is so substantial. I mean, we've always had a power creep in the game because it is a business and they need to be able to sell and push product. So every set needs to be a little bit better than the last. But like recently in the past couple of years, I mean, if you, like I said, if you miss a set, you're out of the loop completely. I mean, you need to be up to date to be able to compete with these decks, and, you know, you're throwing down some pretty decent money. I mean, look at all the stuff that Clipboards is worth. Look at Burning Abyss. I mean, Dante's $75 a piece right now. You know, we're looking at a time in the game where if you don't have the top decks, which is right now I'm looking at, as soon as Nekloss comes out, it's going up there. You got Shaddolls, Burning Abyss, Clipboards. I'm getting really tired of YouTube because you can't see any of the deck profiles in that. The only other thing that we saw that was anywhere near interesting was Corey McDuffie's Scythe Control, and he went, I think, X3 at ARG, and people were like hopping all over it because it's the only change in such a stale format right now. I mean, I miss a time when Forbidden and Limited lists changed things. This format, everybody just kind of got a snatch deal. You know, I mean, sure, Gale came out, but you're not going to get put Black Wings at the top table. You're not going to see that, and it's all just like kind of relative to what, you know, what I've been saying, where they could do anything. I think to the ban list at this point, aside from like releasing retarded cards off of it. You can't bring back like Spellbook of Judgment and expect good things to happen. If you put Spellbook of Judgment at 3, I guarantee I'd be playing Prophecy right now. If you brought back all the baby dragons, I mean, those decks are quick. Fire Fist did well, Prophecy did well, Dragon Rulers did well. All I'm saying is look out for what the new support is coming. I mean, your tables are going to get thinner and thinner and thinner with any kind of rogue deck that you see because they just literally cannot compete. And, you know, people are kind of wondering what power creep is, especially if you're new to the game, because I've been around since 05 playing this game, 06, and back then, you know, there were so many different things that you could do because the game was simpler, and I understand that it's gotta always progress for them to be able to push and sell product, but I mean, it's getting to a point where we're going not, you know, gradual, it's progressing exponentially. I mean, you're looking at going from one format to the other, one pack release to the other, with decks that won in the past sets to not having any competition with the top three. And I would say the top three right now should all Clifford's, Burning Abyss. The power creep is happening so exponentially that it's hard to play in a format like this. With these cards being released with every set, you're looking at something that like say, wow, how am I going to beat this? And then saying the exact same thing as soon as another set comes out. So, but that's just my thoughts on it. If you guys have anything to say about it, leave it in the comment section below. You know I love to hear from you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Really helps me out. And as always, guys, remember to subscribe to join the revolution today. This is SlenderRevolutionX signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.